So when I say to you that, you know, all horses are different, these two have worked together, you know, etc. And the one yesterday, or the day before, whenever it was, dug a big hole out here, and this one's standing in the same place, the other half of the pair, and he'll stand there no trouble at all. The other one is in the same place as this horse was. He left in there in harness, still in half a pair of harness, and stand against the wall, and you can see there where so that wouldn't influence me of where I put them in a tandem, particularly. But this horse here, I'm so pleased with him, because he was, as far as I remember, I think I'm right, he was the worst one of the two when he trafficked and etc. and everything else. Yeah, in general he was uptight, so he's come to it well, and he's accepted, and he's perfectly happy, and he's standing quiet, and I'm over the moon with that. That's lovely. And he's paying no attention to the other horse. Now the other thing that's very good, if you listen, you can't hear the other horse anymore. You can't hear him doing anything at all. So it's also, we're giving two lessons here. This other horse down there will do something else, maybe he'll paw the ground, maybe he won't, maybe he'll call out, and maybe he'll be quiet. But it's nowhere near as bad as it was yesterday, when this horse was inside the yard and the other one was outside, and we had 35 minutes, I think, of just having to get him to stand quiet. So there's a prime example of two horses that work supremely well together, but entirely different characters. And you would have thought, or most people perhaps, yeah, people that I've had conversations with that have been here, would have said that this would have been the horse that would have been the problem, because he was timid, he was a little bit back, a little bit, you know, wanted a lot of reassurance. So I'm very pleased with what we've achieved with him. Still only in the rubber bits, well, they're never in anything else. That'll do. Hey, so with this horse I can check him immediately as soon as he here do, just raise my voice, change the tone, and tell him to stand still. And if you look now, I just called at him, and you can see his leg at rest there, where he's just got down to show you. So when I growled at him, and this is what we do, this is our training, this is so lovely, and it would be lovely if people could be here and see, you know, like say you stand to one side and have a look and observe it for yourself, because when you've got the camera you've got to keep going around and doing, you know, and this is a GoPro, so it's got to be kept near to me so you can hear me talking. But you can see there, so I'm perfectly happy with that. There was a couple of little paws of the ground, I told him off, yeah, and that is our training. So as soon as, because I'm very quiet and not quiet and gentle around them, yeah, I suppose that's true to say gentle, although that can belie what you really, you know, because I'm they must understand discipline, and discipline's a dirty word, but that was discipline. Now, I didn't smack him, didn't hit him, didn't yank his head, you know, he's still only got a bit with a loose running ring and a bit just soft rubber you can tie in a knot, but he is standing. And when they say to me, oh, you want horses done there and been, you know, because they're much better off, that's nonsense. If they're broke properly at a young age and you put all the influence into them, I mean, we break a lot of horses that are older, you know, older horses, but if you can get the, you know, get into their head, they'll never be any different, as long as the owners keep them there. So here we go, a little bit of pouring. So he's just stopped on his own. Now, you see I never spoke, because I know that he will stop on his own. He'll go, if I keep doing this, Dad's going to get cross with me and tell me off, you know. So now he's saying, why are we standing here this long, which is fair enough. And that's why I've stood here this long, so he can do that, you know. Okay, I just want to see his leg go at rest, if we can. Now the other thing is we've got to be very, very careful what we say here about this horse. This moving of the head is nothing to do with anything, but if you look, I don't know if this camera will pick it up, his head is now surrounded by midges. So obviously they're going to torment his ears, etc. and like that. So, but he's not pawed the ground. I don't know if you can see him against that dark green fence. Obviously these midges just land, stand still, stand, they land straight on ears, etc. around his tail. They've just been around his quarters here, so he just flished his tail just to flick a couple off. But you can see them little white specks. So I'm happy with that. We'll go in, so Rhea will open up the gate. So again, I don't pull on the bit, I don't smack him, I don't shout at him. You do! That'll do! So, I don't, what I do is just raise my voice to him. I don't shout, smack him, scream and shout, hit him, jerk him in the mouth. Just tell him he's got to stand. Just because the gate's open, you don't mean to say it gives you the right to walk in. If you say, well, is that a bit harsh? Pack up! Hey! You say, is that a bit, you know, no it's not. Because you could be in a situation where you open the gate, they get very blasé. It's like people have most of their accidents very near home, don't they? Because they're used to the roads around, and the little bumps and bangs that happen are because they're very confident of where they are. Same with horse to a certain extent, but this particular situation is much the same. Right, we're home now. Come on in, let's go in. We go in every other time. What's the matter with? Why are we standing there? Obviously, they've stood here in a pair. And this is nothing to do with he wants his mate. He doesn't want his mate. This one, he's not bothered. He's confident enough on his own, you know, to go forward and live his life. When I take him in, I'll put him over there away from the other horse, and we'll fix him on the fence. We'll take him out. He won't even look across at the other horse. Take no attention to him at all. If the other one whinnies, he might answer him just to say, yes, I'm here. You know, this is obviously because they've got blinkers on, he can't look behind him. So, but yeah, he's standing there quiet now, and I'm happy with that. So he's learnt a lesson, hasn't he? You know, it's not you do as you're told, you've got to learn these lessons. What I'm trying to do is to educate him in the gentlest way possible, with discipline, yeah? And the discipline, this is it. This is what I call discipline. So no, you will not move, you'll have to stand there because that's what I've asked you to do. Exactly the same with a child walking out in the road in traffic, isn't it? You hold their hand, if they go to step out, you check them. And that's what I've done with this dear little fella. So, yeah, a lot of patience. And, you know, there is obviously some know-how involved in this, of doing it, you know, because you learn over, if you didn't learn, I mean, there would be no point in doing it, would there? So learning over the years that stand still, that big old trailer has just gone past, and he's lovely, he's just sweet, he's nice. So the other one, We'll keep working them both single. We're going to put them in tandem, but we'll work them both single, and they'll learn to stand here when they're told with the gate open, with the gate shut. They'll walk away from the gate, and we'll work on that. But basically, this one's there. So, now you see there, he lifted his leg. That's a lovely thing. He's, as I say, he's got these midges around him, which obviously torment a horse, doesn't it? And here we are, like beginning of February, and lots of midges about. It's quite unbelievable. It's been a mild winter, I suppose. Okay, right, now we're going to walk in. Walk. Walk. Stand. So again, I'll do the same as I've done with the other horse. Stand. That's it, I've got my hands rested down, and he'll walk onto the bit if that's what he thinks he needs to do. But when we put these films up side, but stand still. So I'll just change the tone of my voice. And that's how I do all my training. I know people, you know, think, oh, it can't be that easy. It ain't bloody easy, it's hard work. And what I've learnt over a great number of years, I've learnt this over a great number of years, bullying him is a waste of time. Absolute waste of time, because if you're going to ask him to do something, he won't step over a, you know, a plastic sheet, a sleeping policeman, and the things in the arena, and you're going to smack him on the quarter, smack him to make him go through. All that is one fear for another. Absolutely wasted him. Then again, he lifted his foot and rubbed his belly, and again, can you see? So the midges are around him. But that's just one fear for another. That's just absolutely crap. He's got to stand here and do what I asked him to do, and this is his first time in single. You know, either believe me or not, doesn't matter. You know, it's his first time in single. He's been up the road, coped with everything, been up to the bridge and back, probably a 3-mile run in total with that. Well, that's enough for him. It's a big education. It's not, you know, obviously you've got to do the miles to get them fit, but so there he is standing there, lovely. So what I'm going to do now is walk him on. I'm going to back him up, I think, first, because he'll be expecting to go, obviously go forward when he. But so I'm going to just back him. Come back, baby. Come back. 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 Walk on. Walk on. Now I normally always say walk. You know, walk, then walk on, trot, and then trot on, then canter, and then everything else is steady, bringing them back down the scale. In that particular case, I use walk on. He knows walk on, and I didn't want him to hesitate. I want him to get bang the collar, go straight forward, you know. Okay, so now I'll show you. He'll do it just off. Walk, walk, walk. So you see there, he needed asking 3 times. That's why I've done the other one first time. The other one, they've learned that means, come on, let's pick the pace up and get on with it, yeah? So they've learned that, and that's, stand still, baby. So you see here now, he's looking this way, he's not turning his head, he's got a loose rein, he could go around to look for his mate, he's not doing it at all, yeah? And then I've got people saying, stand still, bro. I've got people saying to me that, oh, you should never do this, you should never do that. Well, the people that say that, everything I do for a reason. You know, every single thing I do for a reason. Dragging the tin sheet, plastic bag. Now you see this one behind us making a row now. Yep. And he will stand there. We won't comment on that at all. I'll say nothing about that in any way whatsoever. He'll just stand there. Now if you compare that with yesterday when he was waiting to come in the gate, I mean, he dug a pit out there. Right, okay, so that's, you know, lesson 1 done.